Good evening, family. Grace and peace. We're glad you're able to join us this evening. And as you're coming in, as always, as you are liking and as you are tagging, make sure that you're also sharing this short gathering tonight. This is going to be sort of informal. I don't have anything necessarily outlined as far as what we call a more formal traditional Bible study session that we're normally used to. But as you may have noticed or not, in the title section of this session for this evening is 40's second church anniversary weekend preparation. Okay, it should say something like 42-year weekend, 42-year celebration weekend preparation. So this is what we kind of want to go over as we are preparing for this weekend celebration. Want to sort of give us an idea of what we're going to be experiencing, what's going to be available, the tone, the expectations, those type of things that we're going to be looking for and expecting on this coming weekend celebration beginning on Saturday morning with our preparation at 8 a.m. We'll get into all that in just a moment, but we appreciate you all for taking this little time with us right here on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel. We appreciate you all for lending us your time for just a moment. I want to start by saying that we are certainly grateful to God for his 42 years of his faithfulness. I planned on, as I mentioned at the closing of this past Sunday service, I wanted to take a trip to Hazelhurst, talk with Mom about some things concerning the facilities that her and Dad started out in Hazelhurst. Just some things that some of you may or may not know. But this Hazelhurst is where the church actually started. Okay, so we know there was some history there with the Move of God Deliverance Center. My dad pastored there as well. But in all actuality, he started. I guess I should say we, because it was just us for a while, and then of course the Chambers family came along, and then the rest is history. It built from there. But what I wanted to do this week, which I didn't have a chance to because I don't think the house is there anymore. Of course, don't think that the single wide trailer is there anymore. But what I wanted to do, my plans were to travel to Hazelhurst, where there was this old wooden house, red wooden house trimmed in white in Hazelhurst, Georgia, where my dad, the founder of, at the time, what was widely known as the Pine Street Church of God, which started out in Hazelhurst, Georgia, in a little wooden red and white trimmed house where he began, and quickly, not too long after that, grew out of that little house and went into a single wide trailer in Hazelhurst. I thought it would be cool and informative if we could have found those places, but unfortunately, they no longer exist. You're talking about well over 42 years. So the 42 years that we're celebrating is the 42 years that we have been in Douglas, Georgia on Pine Street. So I'm just grateful to God for the rich history to be a part of that journey that my mom and dad took to get to the place where we are today. And as God continues to take us further, we also researched and went through the archives, a lot of VHS recordings, a lot of cassette recordings, but unfortunately, the quality of those VHS and cassette recordings that we found were not up to the quality that we would like that we would share with you. We still haven't given up on it. Still working on a few things, but I just thought it would be informative, very enlightening to give a little bit of history. Some of you that are on here tonight, you probably know there have been countless number of people who have come through what we know as the Pine Street Church of God. You name it, choir anniversaries, revivals, ministers, preachers, people who have come through those doors, gotten saved, and now they're pastors, they're preachers, they're evangelists, they're ministers, you name it. So we were going through those VHS recordings, and it was just like taking a trip down memory lane to see all of those people who have come through the Pine Street Church of God, and also some of them who have gone on to be with the Lord. But it is just so overwhelming to just realize and to just really reflect on the impact that the Pine Street Church of God at the time that had the impact that it had on this community, and through the vision of the late Bishop Alphonso Johnson and my mom Betty Johnson. So we're certainly grateful to God to be handed that torch and to continue the work of the Lord through the vision of those founders and great leaders. So there's much to be celebrated on this weekend. We again, we are grateful to God for being with us thus far. I want to say we appreciate all of you for your contributions, your efforts, your commitment towards this ministry, not only just towards this weekend's gathering, but for what you've done in the past and what you're continuing to do for kingdom service. So we're just grateful to God for you all, because as I've said all the time, you all make that church what it is. You make this church what it is, because to have a vision from the Lord, or to have competent leadership, which we pray that we continue to be, in all actuality, it really means nothing if you don't have people who are committed to the vision, committed to the kingdoms, to God's kingdom service. There was a particular scripture that, as Joshua was addressing the people, I don't remember exactly the chapter or verse, but the people responded to Joshua's declaration to them, his address to them, by saying, "We will do all that you have said." And I'm paraphrasing, of course. We will do everything that you have said. In other words, we will do everything that the Lord has commanded us to do. So what that has always stuck with me. And you can go to the book of Nehemiah as well, where Nehemiah made his address to the people when it came to rebuilding the walls. And then they had a similar response to what Nehemiah told them. We will do all that you have said. In other words, we're committed to the work of the Lord. And the Lord strengthened their hands for that work. So again, to have a good idea or to have a vision from God, that's great, and that's absolutely necessary. But it is as equally important to have people who are, as the Bible describes, who are stirred in their spirits to complete the work of the Lord. So we thank you so very much for being those people. As I've said before, this has been a gratifying, joyful privilege, a humbling experience to be an under shepherd for the Lord. And I'm just excited for what he's done, what he's doing, and what he will continue to do. Just want to make mention again, we're going to be finalizing pretty much everything on tomorrow as far as duties, responsibilities, preparation of the grounds, those type things. We're going to be finalizing and confirming a lot of things on tomorrow. But with that being said, if you are looking to help out, to contribute, to help with the setup, preparations, whatever that may be, I want to extend this opportunity to you all. We will be at our offsite location at 8 a.m. Saturday morning. Somebody put that in the comment section real quick to help us out. So just in case you're wondering, or someone may be wondering, well, how can I help? How can I contribute? We will be meeting at our offsite location at 8 a.m. Saturday morning, getting everything set up and getting everything prepared. We're going to kick this celebration off Saturday at 12 noon, from 12 noon to 7 p.m. So again, we're going to be setting up parking areas, parking cones, setting up tents, concession areas, final touch-ups on the grounds, chairs, tables. The stage is going to be set up, bounce houses. Those services that company that's servicing that area will be there. They're going to be setting those bounce houses up as well. The trackless train is going to be set up. Those type things. Um, and we're looking for a great time. And there will be definitely something for you to do if you are able to meet us there this coming Saturday at 8 a.m. and we're going to kick it off at 12 noon. Again, this is going to be Western style. If you haven't gotten your Western style attire, make sure that you do that. Go out and grab your boots, dust off your boots, whatever it is that you have to do. Go ahead and grab that, and let's make sure that you are there and ready to have a wonderful time in the Lord. There's going to be bingo, as I stated, bounce houses. There's going to be music. There's going to be vendors. Um, all types of things we're going to be having. We're going to have a live band. I think I've already mentioned that. Band is going to kick off around 3 p.m. So things are going to be done in stages. Bingo, for instance, I think they're going to have the first round or the beginning of bingo is going to start around 2 p.m. Okay, band is going to set up around 3 p.m. But there will be music being played throughout the festival from 12 noon to 7 p.m. We're going to end it up towards that evening with a little bit of line dancing, those type things. Listen, if you think line dance is going to keep you from going to heaven, by all means, sit that one out. Sit that out, okay? But for the rest of us, as we approach the latter part of the festival towards that evening, we have an area set up for your chairs, area set up in front of the band, in front of the area where they're going to be playing music. If you want to line dance or learn how to line dance, whatever the case may be, we're going to have that as well. The hayride is going to be going. On the other side, I've heard some people, they are going to be bringing their golf carts. Don't know exactly what else is going to be brought. But again, the north side of our property is going to be, the south side. That's the south side of our property is going to be touched up and finalized and ready to go for that as well. So again, we are looking for, again, a wonderful time in the Lord. So we're just grateful to God and we're appreciative to him. For that Sunday, there will be no adult Sunday school. So make sure that you put this in the comment area as well. We will not be at the sanctuary on Sunday. I wanted to get on here and make sure that I get this out as much as possible. But we will not be in the sanctuary on this coming Sunday. We will be still at our offsite location. We're going to have a 1-hour service or so at the pavilion. It is going to be something that is resembling or something that we want to not necessarily have a groundbreaking, but more so a ground dedication. So we're going to be at our offsite location on that Sunday morning, beginning at 11 a.m., and that's going to conclude around 12 noon. Again, so there will be no adult Sunday school for this coming Sunday service. We'll put that in another slot, maybe try to do something like a Wednesday evening Sunday school session, but we'll work that out as we get closer. But we're going to conclude that Sunday service with a family dinner. It's going to be a picnic style, of course, barbecue style. So we're going to conclude that Sunday service with that. The attire for Sunday is going to be casual, of course. And we're going to have Lighthouse t-shirts of your choice. So grab some of your favorite Lighthouse t-shirts. We didn't want to overextend ourselves as far as finances, because we understand that everything that goes on this weekend is going towards our move to our new location. So we opted out of just getting new t-shirts for this particular occasion. So just grab your t-shirts. Even if you don't have a Lighthouse t-shirt, just come as you are. Just come casual, ready to give God praise and thanks. And also, if you would like to be a part of the choir for this Sunday service, you can come out on this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. and they're going to be having rehearsal for this Sunday's offsite location service. Okay, so that's going to be this coming Thursday, 6 p.m. is going to be the choir rehearsal for this coming Sunday service. Um, Everything's coming together. Um, Everybody's working collectively towards the celebration on this weekend and beyond. And again, we're grateful to God for all of you. I want to try and, as I stated earlier, I want to still make an attempt to try my best. The quality may not be what I would like it to be, but I've still got some things set up in the other room in there where I'm trying to get some of the old clips, sermons, celebrations, choir anniversaries over the years. I found some that went back as far as 1987. Now, the Pine Street Church of God, as most people knew it, was established on that corner in 1983. Again, before that, my father and my mother were in Hazelhurst, Georgia. Move of God, which was Move of God Deliverance Center, before the Pine Street Church of God, as most people were familiar with it. So I found some recordings as far back as 1987. So, and then that's when I was still on the drums. But I'll continue to try my best to get some of these up and running, so you can at least kind of get an idea as to where we come from, to appreciate the journey, those type things. You'll be surprised at some of the faces that were a part of the ministry, that have come through the ministry over those years. So we're still working on that, and we're doing our best to make that possible. So please, ma'am, please, sir, make sure that you are spreading the word. We want everyone to come out if possible and to be a part of this great celebration. All right. So I'm looking to see if anybody has any questions or anything that I need to add, because that's pretty much all I want to get on here and do tonight, is to sort of, number one, extend the invitation further, and to also remind you all of what to expect, time slots, preparation, those type things, to kind of just finalize a few things before we get into this weekend. Looking for a great time in the Lord. I'm thinking maybe that we will, I think we'll probably do that Wednesday evening Bible study session, and we'll just turn that into a Wednesday evening virtual type style Sunday school lesson. So I'll get with the Sunday school teachers and see if we can make that happen. So y'all just stay tuned for that. Keep your ear to the ground concerning that. And hey, that's pretty much all that I wanted to mention this evening. Again, I planned on having some visuals for you, but we couldn't make that happen. But we're still going to work on that. If you guys don't have anything further for me, I'm going to say grace and peace to you all, and we are certainly expecting God. We're expecting a great time of fellowship. We are looking forward to what God is going to continue to do. It may be a different location, but it definitely will be the same God. So continue to keep us in your prayers. Let's continue to pray one for another. And as we said on this past Sunday, and again, we're grateful to God how He blessed us on this past Sunday, as He was speaking to our hearts concerning removing our shoes. So I want you to keep that in mind as we're moving forward, as we are relocating and making the final preparations into making that happen. That the ground that we're moving to is holy. And that's a lot of what Sunday is going to look like, it's going to sound like, because we understand that as we move physically, we've got to be willing to move spiritually as well. We've got to be willing to grow, to mature, to develop, to continue to be discipled together, those type things. So, again, we're grateful to God. Look forward to seeing you all one more time again on this coming Saturday morning for setup. Setup is going to begin at 8 a.m. So if you're able to come out and help us set up, you're more than welcome to do that as well. All right. So that's pretty much all I have for this evening. I'm excited. How many of you are excited about this weekend? Give me the final virtual response for this evening before we get out of here. I'm excited about what God is doing and what we're about to do on this weekend as we acknowledge him and how he's been so faithful and great and so gracious and kind to us over these 42 years. All right. So without further ado, thank you all so very much for tuning in for this brief gathering. And as always, may God continue to strengthen your hands for the work that lies ahead. Y'all stay in prayer about this coming weekend. Grace and peace, everybody. You all continue to have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll see you all this weekend.